23rd of February, 2026 in council chambers. Let the record show all council members are present. Welcome and thank you for being here tonight. We ask that you put your cell phones in the silent mode. And visitors, if you would please sign in. If you wish to speak under visitors' remarks, please fill out the form found in the foyer and state your name and address at the podium, as we must document all meeting business and remarks limited to 3 minutes. Tonight's invocation will be led by Pastor Betty Tompkins, the Salem House of Blessings, and followed by the pledges.
Good evening. Heavenly Father, we come before you in gratitude and faith. We ask for your guidance, for your strength and wisdom as we meet today. Help us to work with patience and grace, serving you in all we do and say. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen, and thank you, God.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Yes, sir.
Item 4 is the staff report. And do we have a,
It should be there. There you go.
yes, we have recognition tonight for staff. We're proud tonight to announce a certificate of achievement to Kyle Fritz in appreciation of 5 years of dedicated service to the city of Navasota. Proclamations to present this evening. First, for Black History Month, February 2026. Whereas Black History Month celebrates the contributions that African Americans have made to American history and their struggles for freedom and equality, and deepens our understanding of our nation's history. And whereas in 1926, Carter G. Woodson and the Association for the Study of African American Life and History launched Negro History Week to bring attention and promote studying Black history and celebrate the accomplishments of African Americans. In 1976, as part of the nation's bicentennial, President Gerald Ford decreed Black History Month as a national observance, stating, "We can seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history." During the month of February, our nation takes pause to reflect on the injustices and struggles fought to overcome by African Americans throughout our nation's history and pay tribute to the battles they have fought in the name of equality. In 2026, Black History Month theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations, Promote, Protect, Preserve, serves as a call to action to preserve the history and memory of Black life. We celebrate the countless contributions of African Americans that have benefited everyone while reaffirming the city of Navasota's commitment to fostering a fair city for all. Therefore, I, Burt Miller, Mayor of the City of Navasota, do proclaim the month of February 2026 as Black History Month and encourage all residents to join in celebrating our country's diversity and continue the efforts to create a world that is more just, peaceful, and prosperous for all.
If there are any others out there in the audience that would like to come up, please come up.
And proclamation recognizing Texas Independence Day, Texas Birthday Bash. In the fall of 1835 in Gonzales, Texas, all backgrounds banded together to fight the causes of liberty and defend what was rightfully theirs. Months later, on March 2nd, 1836, while delegates gathered at Washington on the Brazos to sign the Declaration of Independence, brave defenders continued fighting for their freedom. Many heroic Texans were lost throughout the Revolution, most notably all of the defenders of the Alamo and those at Presidio, La Bahia, and Goliad. Yet their sacrifices were not made in vain, and it would serve as a rallying cry for Texan forces under General Sam Houston. He raised an army and soundly defeated Santa Anna at the Battle of San Jacinto on April 21st, 1836, declaring victory and securing freedom for the new Republic of Texas. The vision of freedom set down by our founders in the Texas Declaration of Independence lives on in the indomitable Texas spirit today. As we continue to build a 21st century Texas, we must always remember how the sacrifices of past generations helped create a future for the next. Since 2013, the Texas Birthday Bash has been held in the city of Navasota to commemorate the anniversary of Texas Independence Day. This event is a fun-filled music festival featuring some of the biggest names in Texas music, Texas flavors, and made in Texas vendors, and occurs the first weekend in March. This year will be March 7th. Therefore, be it proclaimed by Burt Miller, Mayor of the City of Navasota, do hereby recognize March 2nd, 2026 as Texas Independence Day in the City of Navasota and encourage all Texans to learn more about, reflect on, and take pride in our state's unique origins and rich history. Pretty sure we don't have any veterans.
Mayor and Council, our Maintenance Services Director, Jay Chappelle, has an update on the Tobacco Free Kids Day Carnival.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I am a proud member of the Grimes County Coalition for the BB Casa Tobacco Free Kids Day. That is going to be on March 14th from noon until 3 p.m. Basically, we'll have a very large carnival out here in the street with rides and free cotton candy and hot dogs and all the things that are available to the public. Basically, we're inviting all the families. It's the last Saturday of spring break, so it's a good, fun family event for everybody to come out and just enjoy some recreation here at City Hall from noon until 3 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, Mayor and Council, next, our Project Superintendent, Matt Julian, will have a CIP update.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Matthew Julian, Project Superintendent. Not a whole lot to report on right now. The Rosick Street project, the crews did finish the installation of the handrail along the creek sidewalk last week. So hopefully this week we plan to make our final walkthrough, note any concerns, and get with the builder and the engineer on that section. We were informed last week that the county will not be replacing that bridge on Rosick Street. I think there's an issue with the budget and the cost of that project. So the engineer said they're going to redesign the sidewalks going up to the pedestrian bridge. So we don't have an answer for that yet, but we're looking to see what they have to come up with that. The sidewalk project on West Washington is kind of at a standstill right now. They were given permission from the railroad to go ahead and do the work up to like 4 feet from the railroad. They were advised by TxDOT not to proceed until they get the full go ahead to do the work. And so they have decided to wait. We are scheduled to meet with them on Thursday to figure out the timeline and figure out what's going to happen there. It's probably 80% complete. They were here last week doing some asphalt repairs around some of the businesses, and they're still waiting to address the drainage that's going to be between the Turner's Home Store and the Navasota LP Gas business. There's a section that they have to get the drainage to go underneath the sidewalks. They're still working to figure that out. And the 2 grant projects, I talked with the engineer this morning. They have sent the contracts to the construction companies and have not got those back yet. Once we get those back, we'll review them. We'll probably let legal take a look at them before we finalize them. So that's all I have.
So you said that on Rosa Street, the ramp, the walkway over the bridge is going to be taken a look at?
Yes, we had really installed what we built as a temporary solution based off what the county was going to do with that bridge. And as of now, we know they're not taking on that project. So the engineer is going to relook at that and see how to redo the entire sidewalk approach where it is ADA compliant.
In the, I'm going to use the word barricades, the several ones that's going along the creek, I think quite a bit of those all bent up and everything. Is it in a way we could replace them?
Yes, there's one section they removed for the pedestrian bridge that we have that we are going to replace the one that tree fell on. So we do have that to be able to replace that. Thank you.
Mayor, City Council, we are planning to have another Citizens University Academy. We'll be taking applications starting today through March the 8th. If we get enough applicants, the minimum is going to be at least 10, the maximum will be 15. We talked with our management team, and that's what we felt was a good number to work with. The first meeting, we're anticipating to start on March 23rd, so the first class will be at a council meeting so they can see how things go. And then after that, we're looking at having them on Tuesdays from 5:30 to 7:30. We're still in the planning process, but once we see if we have enough applicants, then we'll push all this information out. But the application process should be opening up today on the website.
All right, very good. God bless you. All right, board and commission update. I have a report from planning and zoning. There was 2 replats that were approved. One on 1606 Courtney Road, and then a replat for the at 525 North LaSalle, which was the auto zone. And then the preliminary site plan application was also approved for AutoZone. And let's see, some things coming up here. Tomorrow night, actually, the boys basketball is going into a by-district playoff. They're going to Bridgeland High School. They're playing Fort Bend Willow Ridge. Starts at 7 o'clock. I believe they have gone, well, no, they're district champions. I believe they were undefeated.
Yeah, in district.
Undefeated in district. So,
3 losses all year.
you're able to go, it's tomorrow night at 7 at Bridgeland High School, and we are the home team. Just a reminder, the spring cleanup is coming up on March 14th and 15th. That's on a weekend, 9 to 4, both days. And can be items taken over to Malcolm Street, to the city facility there, to have dumpsters and all ready, to accept mattresses, toilets, sinks, carpet, furniture, lumber, cast iron, scrap metal, used oil up to 5 gallons, stoves and refrigerators, water heaters, washer and dryers. Just no hazardous waste, but there is a hazardous waste option available coming up on April 18th. That is at the University Services Building, being put on by Twin Oaks, and you can get more information at twinoakshhw.com, twinoakshhw.com, and that's where they take hazardous materials. Coming up, I think this is the last week for the performance in Navasota Theater Alliance.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock, Sunday, 2 o'clock. But the matinee, I believe there's only maybe 10 seats left. We have sold out both Sundays already, so.
Okay. Very own Mr. Holt and his wife are in that place, so be sure and come on out for that if you can. Coming up on March 20th, the Navasota Grimes County Chamber of Commerce Annual Banquet is coming up. That's on the 20th of March. Special Olympics Track and Field Invitational, the 16th annual at Navasota ISD at Rattler Stadium. That is the 31st of March. And they, I believe, have volunteers lined out, but they always like to have folks in the stands to come cheer on the kids. So come out for that if you can. On the 25th of April is the Trash Off, the annual Trash Off. Still needing sponsors and volunteers to sign up for that. You can find that on our website or a link on our Facebook page, I believe. And well, I guess I got to back up. I can't. My numbers are not jiving here. Backwards to the 21st of March is the Family Fishing Day. That is at Patu Pond from 9 to noon. And I would like to invite anyone that's interested in getting involved in the Community Challenge. It's a healthy activity challenge that our communities compete against each other. You can get more information at txcommunitychallenge.org. Currently, Navasota is in like 14th place, so we're working our way up there. But you can you can download the app on your phone, and any activity you do, from walking to could be playing a sport, could be going to the weight room, could be going to anything, any type of activity that helps with your health can be recorded, and the communities get points for that. So I encourage you, and that goes through March 29th. So there's still time to get signed up for that. Okay.
Mayor, our Community Services Director, Tiffany Byers, has a couple other events of
Yes,
community
please.
interest to
Sure.
touch on real quick.
Good evening, Tiffany Byers, Community Services Director. Tomorrow evening at August Horse Park, we have our nonprofit fair from 5 to 7. This is something that we've done before. We've typically done it on National Night Out, so we're doing it on a different night to hopefully have a better chance of community participation. I believe when I left earlier, we were up to 24 nonprofits, which is amazing. So each one will have a booth to fundraise and let the community know about what they do in our community. So hope everybody will come out for that. We also, on Thursday at August Horse Park, we have partnered with I Heart Cookies. So a percentage of their proceeds will come back to the parks. They have these amazing dinosaur animatronics. They do face painting. It's a big production. So we're really excited that we've been able to attract them here. So we hope everybody will come out to that event. I believe that in order to enter the animatronic part, it's a $5 cookie buy in exchange for entry. We also have just released our spring break programs for both the Navasota Center and the library. So we have a ton of amazing free activities for families those weeks. Those are up on our website as well as our Facebook page.
Oh, and I did want to also mention that the Grimes County Little League had their opening day on Saturday, and absolutely huge turnout. And there were numerous comments from folks there at the fields about the great work between the city and the volunteers with the Little League, and how much how great the fields looked. And we're very proud of the facility, and just wanted to comment that again, that's a great partnership, and a lot of effort, especially on the volunteer side. A lot of sweat was put in to get those fields on Manley Street looking how they do, and so there was a lot of real good that came out of that opening day, and it was really exciting to see. And thanks to Jay and the crew with the city for all that was done with materials, and also time that's been spent to get that where it is. Sorry, I just don't have the same
I'll have to get with you
ability
things.
to
He
find
doesn't have the
things
tabs
here.
anymore. He can't find the tabs on his.
Just, yeah, no,
document.
I don't have tabs.
Mm.
I've been more prepared, sorry. Then go ahead. Hey. All right, item number 5 is to conduct a public hearing regarding the submission of an application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for one or more Texas Community Development Block Grant grants for program years 25-26.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, Jose Coronilla, Assistant Public Works Director.
Oh, open the hearing, I'm sorry, at 6:36.
I've been working with Grant Works on this project, and I actually have Lindsay Moore here with Public Works to give us some updates and details on this project. So there's also questions that you might have. So I would like to invite Lindsay.
I'm Lindsay Moore. I am coming on behalf of Grant Works to help host the public hearing for this application. The purpose of this grant is to improve LMI areas within your community, to improve the infrastructure. And I have prepared a small script that has been dictated by TDA, so we will remain compliant. If it's okay, I can read on your behalf. So thank you for joining us for this public hearing to discuss the community's housing and community development needs. Before we discuss the community needs, let me provide some background on the funding opportunities through the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program, the TXCDBG. The Texas Department of Agriculture, TDA, administers the federal block grant funding allocated from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, to the state of Texas. TDA offers competitive grant programs to distribute the funding to small and rural communities across the state. Navasota has received TXCDBG funding in the past for sidewalk improvements, water sewer improvements, and flood and drainage improvements. The community needs identified in this hearing will be used to guide the applications for funding and to provide valuable information to TDA for the future program. The first topic is affordable housing. This is research I have done. I have not consulted Navasota, so I know there is far more, but top level, to keep this brief, Navasota has 7 affordable housing complexes. There are 108 Section 8 apartments, 25 public housing buildings, and 188 approved low-income housing units. There is 1 housing authority that has served the area. Are there any comments about the affordable housing? I will continue. The next topic is social services. In the community, the following social services are available to residents: Navasota Housing Authority, Texas Health and Human Resources Commission, Navasota MHMR, and Christian Community Services Food Pantry. Are there any comments about these services and additional services that are needed or populations that remain underserved by social services? I will continue. The third topic is public infrastructure. In the community, to develop a comprehensive flood and stormwater management program, improve access to the west side through a grade separation, plan infrastructure for the growth centers while also improving current aging systems. I have pulled this information from the comprehensive plan that can be found on the Navasota's website. Are there any comments about the local infrastructure needs? And this will actually be a continued conversation I will have with Jose and with the City Council if you would like to join those scope calls, as it will be the main focus of the application. And finally, the fourth topic is economic development. In the community, it will remain and build safe transportation pathways to foster ease of use regardless of mode while enhancing economic and community development as identified in the comprehensive plan. Are there any comments about economic development needs or opportunities? Continue. Thank you, everyone. Now that we have outlined many needs that we have in our community, let us discuss the specific funding opportunity available in 2025 and 2026. TDA has accepting applications for the Community Development Fund, and the city has submitted an application committing local matching funds in order to improve the application score. The city has been invited to continue and submit project details for the application of $750,000 in grant funding, as well as local matching funds, to the value of $75,000, $75,000 in matching funds committed in order to improve, we do not anticipate that any project we identify will result in displacement of residents or businesses. However, if this does occur, we will minimize the impact of such displacement and assist displaced persons as required by the program. I have a copy of the application guide that includes a list of eligible activities for this funding competition, which I will share with you as well. So according to the COG, BV-COG, the priorities that this grant will address, we'll select a project and then some follow-up projects in case there's any issues actually going to project development. But it will prioritize flood drainage improvement, water sewage improvements, street improvements, and or fire station / equipment improvements. So that will be the focus for this infrastructure grant. Do you guys have any questions regarding this? Okay, thank you very much. Heather?
And we'll close the hearing at 6:42. Item number 6, consideration possible action approving city property to be publicly auctioned, destroyed, or transferred to another agency.
Mayor, City Council, Mike Mize, Chief of Police. Asking for approval to publicly auction, destroy, or transfer city equipment from various departments. The list that y'all have has just the departments that have found items that they either don't need, they're broken, sitting in the corner, and we're just trying to get rid of them the right way. Like Parks and Rec has a couple floor cleaners, rolling whiteboard. They're not used, unknown condition. Finance department had an old manual time punch, which obviously we use electronic apps now. Police department, we found a lot of old electronic equipment, things off the patrol cars. Some of them even came from the Chargers from back in 2015. Wiring kits, lights, down to some of our computers and body cameras that are original body cameras from prior to 2020 that are non-working condition. A typewriter, so forth, and then the IT department had 60 office phones that were replaced last year. All these items, once approved, will go onto a public auction site, govdeals.com, and some of them must be destroyed, like our computers and body cameras. Will destroy those. They won't go on the auction, but anything that's salvageable, we believe that can be auctioned, will be put on that auction for anybody in public to bid on.
What I've got here, Mike, may be putting the horse before the court here, but on the next item that we have up here, that Jay is going to be coming up, talking about your HVAC. Is that something that we can add to that list?
It could be any piece of equipment that the city does. You know, basically we're coming to you because we used our budget to purchase these items for anything, and then instead of just y'all not knowing about it, getting rid of and all that, we're just telling y'all, hey, we want to get rid of it, getting your approval. So this was the first round. Now we will continue doing an auction probably like twice a year per the department heads. We get to the meeting and I say, hey, we're going to host another auction. Being the police department, we've held these auctions before for seizure items and so forth. We don't have to come in front, but this is city-owned equipment, so we can in the future host another auction as the departments. I know geez, only 4 departments came forward this time. The other departments have it. They just didn't have enough time to give me their list. So we can auction off anything that we have purchased through city funds in a future date, anytime.
That money that you get from those auction items, does that go into each department or does it go?
So this will go back into the general funds. It's because it's so small.
Will some of these electronics things just be essentially auctioned off to be recycled?
Possibly. We're going to run them through the auction, and if they don't get, we get $1, we get $1. We'll put that in the budget. But if we don't get anything, then we will destroy them and put them in the dumpster. But some people do get on this auction and just buy this stuff to scrap them. Our consoles from 1985. They may buy them just for some parts on there.
Or for the Smithsonian.
Could be. There's a typewriter in here that we found. We're just trying to, we look like we had a lot of clutter around. We're trying to make some more room.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the city property being publicly auctioned, destroyed, or transferred to another agency as listed.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Gessner to approve the city property listed to be publicly auctioned, destroyed, or transferred to another agency. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, consideration and possible action authorizing the proposal provided by North Point Air Conditioning and Heating for the replacement of the HVAC system at the Navasota Center with carrier units for a total of $102,621.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, Jay Chappell, Maintenance Services Director. The HVAC system at the Navasota Center was a CIP project that was assigned to me this year. We did put out an RFP on January 14th. It was completed on January 30th. We added a couple of days to it because of the freeze. We did receive two separate proposals, one from REC Industries in Bryan and the other from North Point Air and Heat in Anderson, Texas. Based on the proposals provided, the information that was provided on both companies, and the estimates, the staff recommends that we move forward with North Point Air Conditioning and Heating for the replacement of the HVA system at the Navasota Center in the amount of $102,621.
Well under budget, too.
What was the amount of the other bid?
It's hidden in their information. It's very hard to find, but it was 382,000, I believe.
Okay.
It was substantially more.
It's a large discrepancy.
Yes.
Any reason for that, or do we know?
They were very thorough in what they were planning on doing as far as what needed to be done, a little bit more so than what North Point was. So I feel like it was a little bit of overkill for what was needed. So.
And Jay, this is replacing the entire unit. Is that correct?
Minus the Resner heater units. Those are still in good working condition and they can be connected with the current setup that's there. We did not include the heating system because it's not used as much and is still in very good shape compared to the HVAC compressors that are outside and the systems that are in the attic.
So this is just more like the condensers?
All the condensers that are outside, yes.
Evaporator
And
coils.
everything that's in the attic as well, with the exception of the heating units. And there is some duct work that will come with this just based on general repair and replacement.
What's the thought on the equipment that we have now?
I'd have to check with North Point if it's possible for us to be able to salvage any of that equipment as we are removing it. I'm sure the units that are outside of the building are probably be easier for us to salvage. The stuff that's in the attic will most likely need to be disassembled to an extent to get it out. But I'm sure I can work with North Point to ask if that's possible for us to possibly auction those if we have that option.
Yeah, I was just gonna making sure we just wasn't gonna trash them.
I'll make note of that to make sure, see what we can do.
Well, they may want to,
Give us a discount or something, huh?
well, or take it themselves, I mean.
It may already be factored in.
Yeah, I was wondering, because that,
It wasn't discussed, but I can definitely have that conversation with North Point. If you want to put them on the spot, I believe they're here this evening too, if you'd like to ask any questions.
Well, we'd love to hear from them.
Good evening. Good evening. What can I answer? Is there questions? The units I don't want. Y'all can keep the units. They are a 410A system. The new Freon has come out as 454B, so they will not be compatible with the indoor units. So the manufacturer says. So we have to follow what the manufacturer says. So those units are no good to me. The city can have them if they want them. I don't want them at all. If that's the question.
are you utilizing existing ductwork and everything, or is it gonna be?
We're utilizing what we can. We are gonna have to do some configuring to get it all hooked back up. We're gonna try to use what we can, but we're gonna have to get some metal made and some reducers and transition stuff.
Whatever you add's already included in the.
That is correct. Yeah, there's no hidden costs or something that's gonna come back later. Unless the Resner heaters come in and they say they want to replace them. That's the whole thing. That's the only thing that would come up. But on the equipment, I don't know what the legalities are. Mr. Gessner would probably know more about that if y'all can sell them as the city because of the Freon and all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna crane them out of there with a crane and put them on a trailer. So if you want them, take them somewhere, we can take them. So. Yeah. I'm sorry?
Probably for scrap.
I'll do that.
Salvage.
Be some copper in there, I'm
There
sure.
is definitely a lot of copper. There's 7.5 tons and 10 tons.
Your company is in Anderson, Texas?
That is correct. We started in the Spring Woodlands area in 1977. I'm not that old. My father started it. And I moved out here to Anderson, Navasota area, and I brought the business with me. So we've been picking up some work around here and doing what we can. We're on Highway 90 going into Anderson.
So if we have a problem with it, you're not
No.
that for the.
Yeah, don't call me. Yes, there's a warranty on it. It's a 1-year warranty and a 5-year part warranty on the equipment.
24-hour service.
Easy on that 24 hours.
Call me first.
Did I
Mr.
answer all the
Mayor.
questions?
I move to approve the estimate provided by North Point Air Conditioning and Heating Replacement for the HVAC system at the Navasota Center in the amount of $102,621.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Harris to approve, purchase of the HVAC system, Navasota Center through North Point Air Conditioning and Heating for a total of $102,621. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, item carries. Item number 8, consideration of possible action relating to the estimate provided by Energy Coating Systems for the repair and resealing of the Aquatic Center roof.
Mr. Mayor, City Council. This item is also a CIP fund project. Staff has consulted with multiple roofing contractors to determine the best approach for repair, and upon inspection of proposals and meeting with said roofing contractors, we recommend moving forward with Energy Coating Systems, who also repaired the library roof and the firehouse as well. Based on the quality of their previous work that we've already experienced, the length of the warranty they're offering for the completed work, which is 10 years, and the quoted price for their estimate. Staff recommends approval with the following motion. Approve the estimate provided by Energy Coating Systems for the repair of the Aquatic Center roof in the amount of $38,631.07.
Jay, I just have to ask this question here.
Yes, sir.
I know that we have had this company before, used them just a couple months ago. See, their bid is $38,000.
Yes, sir.
The other bid was $30,000.
Yeah, the previous company that I came and looked at it were relatively young as far as the quality or the experience in roofing. They didn't have a lot of experience from a commercial standpoint, so I didn't feel as comfortable granting them that option with replacing that roof, only because the roof itself has experienced some disrepair over the years, and I wanted to make sure we have someone who has a lot of experience dealing with this type of roof system, repairing it, and replacing the areas that need to be replaced.
Just as a side note, I've used this Caldwell company before. We use them out at Camp Allen and don't have any problems.
This is the building above the swimming pool?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And
This is the first phase. There's a second CIP project, which is repair and remediation of the interior of that building due to the water damage that has happened in the past. So this is the first phase, the first CIP project that I want to complete prior to moving to this next phase, which is the remediation repair on the inside.
And this building right now is not being used.
Correct. Yes, sir. My goal is to have it up and running by swim season.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the estimate, provided by Energy Cody Systems for the repair of the aquatic center roof, the amount of $38,631.07.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Holt to approve the estimate provided by Energy Coating Systems for the repair and resealing of the aquatic center roof. The amount of $38,631.07. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 9, consideration and possible action on public improvement district development agreement between the city of Navasota and Grimes Altamira LLC.
Mayor, Council, as Robert summarized during the workshop, this is the next step in the PID process. What you have before you tonight is the PID development agreement for the Altamira project. Jennifer Sloan with MuniCap, who is the city's PID administrator, is here tonight in case y'all have any questions in particular of the agreement, as well as Chandler Arden representing Grimes Altamira LLC. This agreement was reviewed by both our PID administrator, staff, and our legal counsel. And what you have before you tonight is the final form.
Yes, I would like to ask you a question, Lupe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mayor, Council, my name is Jennifer Sloan. I'm with MuniCap, and we are your PID administrator.
Okay, Jennifer, the question that I have is that, so it won't be any surprises when a citizen purchases a home out there and gets their tax.
Yes, sir.
How will you notify them that it will be a PID assessment?
Sure.
To that before prior buying a home?
So part of their process at when they go in to purchase a home in the model home, there will be packets provided, home buyer disclosure packets that will be upfront along with everything that they need to know about the PID from creation to when the assessments were made, along with a assessment schedule for each particular lot. So we do provide those. They're by law required to be notified at closing, and then again at when the assessments are when the so at time of purchase and at closing. So they're notified twice in the process. So as part of the, like if they go in to talk about a home, they should be notified at that point, and again then when they sign their papers with the title company. So, and then we are very good about answering questions on our website. We do keep those packets available. So should homeowners have questions, we're always available to answer questions regarding their assessments and what is due and when. We not only will verbally communicate with homeowners, but we do keep that information on our website as well.
So it starts from their initial contact with the developer and the realtor.
It's part of the sale.
Yes, sir.
And then again at closing.
Yes, sir.
But just to point out to Mr. Harris, that doesn't mean they're gonna say they know that it's there. In the HOA world, they always say, I didn't know we had a fee. Yeah, you did. So don't get mad at her.
We do those when those are signed as part of their title packets. We can always say somebody comes in and makes that comment that they don't know about it. We have the ability to pull those and provide the show that they were signed.
It's exciting.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
I have one quick, just that will kind of help James or assess. Would the assessment, and say they financed the house, Would the assessment be included in their estimated cost where the mortgage company would pay it? So escrow, which makes it a lot, it's included in their regular payment. They're not gonna be surprised with the bill.
Yeah. Shouldn't be. I move to approve the Public Improvement District or PID Development Agreement between the City of Navasota and Grimes Altamira LLC.
Second.
Motion and a second by Mr. Gessner. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, item carried.
Thank you.
Item 10, consideration and possible action on Resolution 822-26, amending the Navasota Economic Development Corporation bylaws to authorize the NEDC corporate seal to be consistent with the approved branding in the City of Navasota and associated matters.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Charlie Stutz, Economic Development Coordinator. Tonight I have two items for y'all. Both are related to amending the bylaws and the articles of incorporation for the EDC respectively. This first item is about the EDC's branding and the seal it uses specifically. A while back, we were looking through the original bylaws for the EDC, and we noticed that it currently says that we have to use a seal that it's a circular outline, kind of like the city seal, but different. And we ran that by the EDC board, and they would like to just update the EDC seal to match the city seal and branding. And that's all this item is. Attached to the agenda item itself is a signed application to amend the bylaws so we can update that language to just say that the EDC can use branding consistent with the city's branding. That's all this item is trying to accomplish.
Mayor, Council, it used to be that a corporate seal was required to verify documents, certify documents. That's no longer the case. Whenever a corporation organized, there would be a requirement for a corporate seal to be purchased, and you would, that's right, imprint the seal on the document. Then later it was modernized. It could be an ink seal. So the legislature several years ago did away with the requirement of a corporate seal. The use of the seal will have no legal significance, so it truly is a branding issue. A document signed by the president or the chairperson of the EDC is not required to be sealed as it used to be required. So it really is a branding issue rather than a legal requirement for a document to be valid. So I just wanted to share that with you.
And so basically, it's this logo with Economic Development Corporation underneath it.
That would be a question for.
So largely, yes, that is the branding we want to be using just to be consistent with the city. The seal that we're referring to is the actual circular logo that's like on the back of y'all's chairs. Right now,
like right there in the.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Right now, the EDC has its own, and the EDC board would just like to have the same seal. And like Carrie said, it's a branding thing these days. There's no legal significance to the seal anymore, just other than we would like to be consistent.
I understand. I get that, but I feel like we were trying to be consistent with this logo as opposed to the seal. So does
Yes,
our
sir. Yeah,
marketing team have any?
That's the logo that will appear on most things.
Okay, not the seal. I'm sorry, I keep pointing at the podium. It's right in front of you. It's also on the back here. Do you have any comment?
Yes, sir. It would be the Navasota So Much So Close logo. Technically, in our brand guidelines, any other verbiage under the Navasota other than So Much So Close is not approved. So it would still be that Navasota So Much So Close, and then we'd have to put Navasota Economic Development Corporation elsewhere outside of the logo for it to be its own title, essentially.
And this seal as well.
I don't use the seal on any branding items. I've been told that that belongs to city secretary and city council. So for anything Navasota city branded, I only use the Navasota So Much So Close.
We're all on the same page.
I think so. I think there's a difference between marketing and corporate seal.
Right.
You know, so when you're affixing the corporate seal to a legal document, you'd be talking about the seal. Whereas when you're talking about marketing,
The logo.
that's the logo.
Right, yeah, the only places this seal would appear is at the back end of like a business improvement grant application, like along with the notary page and the signature page.
Where did that come from?
And it makes it look more official.
Yes, sir, yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, because we use the city seal like on the agenda notices where the,
Everything got stamped and signed.
right, and that would just be like for any DC agendas would probably be the same thing.
Right, yes, sir.
But it's the difference in the seal that's currently being used versus that one that we're really talking about
Yes, sir, yeah,
primarily.
correct.
Just trying to be consistent.
Yeah, I move to approve resolution 822-26.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Gessner to approve resolution 822-26, amending the Navasota Economic Development Corporation bylaws to authorize the NEDC corporate seal to be consistent with the approved branding of the city of Navasota and associated matters. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 11, consideration and possible action on resolution 823-26, amending the Navasota Economic Development Corporation Articles of Incorporation to confirm that the NEDC is authorized to fund park and other improvement projects as approved by the 1994 election, adopting the Type B, formerly known as 4B, Economic Development Sales Tax and associated matters.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Still me.
Hey, Charlie.
Good afternoon. So this item stemmed from quite a few conversations at EDC meetings throughout 2025. The EDC coming up in the next few years will have a little bit more flexibility in how we use our funding. And so the topic of funding some park improvements has come up. Obviously, this would not be money to like completely overhaul parks, but incremental improvements is the goal of what I think the EDC board would be wanting to do. And so we looked through our articles of incorporation, and right now they don't currently explicitly say that the EDC is authorized to fund park improvements. At the state level, and Carrie, feel free to jump in wherever I misspeak. But at the state level, because we're type 4B, municipal projects, municipal facility improvement projects are permitted under our EDC type. Because we're the type B, we're just able to do those things on a state level, but our articles of incorporation currently don't say one way or the other whether or not we can. So we found the original language from the 1994 election where the EDC was created. And in that original language in 1994, it includes the actual statement is to be used for the promotion and development of new and expanded business enterprises and the development and maintenance of municipal and public facilities. And so based on the original language, this is something that the voters intended the EDC to be able to do in 1994. So all this item is doing is adding that clarification into our articles of incorporation to explicitly say that if the EDC board chooses to do so, they're allowed to fund a municipal improvement project.
and Mayor and Council, just to add to that, the definition of what an EDC can fund in terms of being a public facility has changed. Since 1994, it's been narrowed somewhat, but included in that definition would be things like park improvements, stadiums, recreational facilities, things like that. And so when the original ballot language was approved in 1994, the state law definition was much broader. It's been narrowed. But I think the rub was just the board feeling uncomfortable with the articles of incorporation not reflecting what was approved on the ballot. And so this really is, I just want to call it a housekeeping matter, just making those documents consistent. And then the state law will guide what the board can do in terms of actual public facilities. Definition's a little bit narrower, but it would allow them to do what they've been contemplating over the last 7 months.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution 823-26.
Second. Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Fultz to approve resolution 823-26, amending the NEDC Articles of Incorporation to confirm that they are authorized to fund park and other improvement projects as approved by the 1994 election, adopting the Type 4B Economic Development Sales Tax and associated matters. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 12, consideration and possible action authorizing repairs to the LaSalle Monument using insurance proceeds.
Mr. Mayor,
Hello
City Council,
again.
it's me again. As everyone up here knows, the statue was unfortunately run into by a vehicle back in November. We've been working patiently with insurance to try to figure out where we needed to go as far as getting it repaired. I was contacted by Tony Watson with Watson Signs and Monuments a couple weeks after the accident happened, and he is very familiar with this. With the statue, he actually sent me an email and said he is very familiar with the historic piece, and it is one of the final statues created by Frank Tisch, who sculpted the Sam Houston Monument in Houston's medical district, and by his own account, 75% of the Confederate monuments in Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. So it is a very historical piece, which also played into the trouble that TML was having as far as valuing the actual monument itself. So they asked us to contact Tony and get a general number together on what it would cost to do repairs as well as secure the monument better than what it was before, so we could possibly not have another accident in the future that would cause as much damage. The number that he came back with was $58,783. TML has approved that number and is willing to move forward with paying for the repairs and then seek reimbursement from insurance from the driver after the fact. So I'm here to ask if you will approve to move forward with those repairs.
And just so you're aware, they've already given us the check, less our $1,000 deductible. So we already have TML's money to make these repairs.
And it's possible we might get that $1,000 back. Hopefully.
Was there any damage to the statue itself?
Not the statue, some of the granite on the base. There's I believe there are 4 bases or 3 bases connected to that statue. The bottom 2 bases had a little bit of damage to it. And there's some electrical work that we'd have to do to fix the lights that are on the bottom. But for the most part, what they're proposing, and you can read through on the proposal I added, but they want to completely remove the statue and they want to insert 2-inch stainless steel rods into the granite in order to secure the monument from any shifting or moving. They also want to reseal the monument together, each different layer with an epoxy that's a little more modern than what was on there before.
Yeah, that needed updating anyway. So.
And just as one final piece of information for you all, Jay did also speak with another monument company that said they just didn't have the expertise to handle something that that historic and TML reached out, told me that they reached out also to a different monument company who also said, we don't really want to touch it. That's just that historic nature of that. They just didn't want to take the risk. And so we do have one that feels comfortable and has provided the assurance. And so TML has authorized the repairs.
Watson has a good reputation.
And based on his communication, he seems pretty excited to do it too, so.
Yeah, it'd be neat if we could do, I mean, for all of our lifetimes, that statue has been there. So if we could do some sort of something like Where's LaSalle or something, you know, I don't know if that means anything, but just thinking about, it's been there for all of us.
It's 39.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we've actually contacted the French consulate to let them know that we are in the process of repairing it. So that could be something we could partner with them with as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think that would be great. I mean, it's going to be, I don't know, people are going to wonder where the heck he is.
It was donated by the
Yeah, what year?
90.
Yeah. Mr.
And
Mayor.
Kathy's the reason that the front plate is so beautiful.
I move to approve the repair in the total of $58,783, utilizing the funds provided by the insurance proceeds.
Motion by Mr. Fultz, second by Mr. Harris to move forward on the authorization of the repairs to the LaSalle Monument using insurance proceeds. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None item carries.
Thank you.
Item 13, consideration of possible action on partial refund of the 2025 Mudcat swim season pool rental to be applied toward the 2026 rental fee.
So Mayor and Council, as I explained in the cover memo, this was a request from the Mudcat swim team. You all have an adopted ordinance that sets the rental fees for various facilities, including the swimming pool for the swim season. After consultation with the city attorney, the city manager's office does not have the authority to make adjustments unilaterally or to prorate those fees. The Mudcats felt like since they did not have access to the pool the entire 2025 season, they asked for a portion of that to be applied towards their 2026 rental. And I provided some information in there. As you all are aware, you established those fees based on what you felt like was a worthwhile fee for the youth sports organizations. The reality is that fee does not cover the city's costs. It just is a nominal fee that goes towards it. And as I said, it's not something that the city manager has the authority to, so it's for you all to consider any adjustment.
Robert, I have several questions.
Yes, sir.
We charge the Mudcats $2,500 correctly?
Yes, sir.
And we provide the lifeguards throughout the whole season for us?
We do, sir.
Do we provide umpires for the baseball, softball, little league?
No, sir, we don't.
For the football league? I mean, for the soccer league?
No, sir.
Seems like they got a sweet deal. Did they say why they was asking for that portion back?
As I said, the email that I received was that they had not received use of the pool for the entire 2025 swim season. And the way the ordinance says is that's for the season. And so they felt like they might be able to do some form of a prorated refund.
Well, I think what would be fair, just dealing with this one particular instance, they did not get to use the pool. They actually came out and used Camp Allen's. We didn't charge them anything, just said, come out. We've got it. You need it. Let's work it out. So if we took their the lifeguard cost out, of 1662. From that 2,500 gives you 838. I think we give them half of that back, and so credit them 419 for next year. This season is what I think I would propose.
How much?
419.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I'm gonna have to come back and say that if we're not paying referees and umpires for the rest of the league, we need to withdraw what we're doing here for the Mudcats.
Well, we could potentially look at what that looks like for the future, but I think in thinking about a past event where that's the case, I mean, that was the ground rules that were effective. I mean, we can talk about what it looks like for the future, but I don't think for what has already passed, it's something that we could, I mean, it just seems right. They paid, but didn't get to use the pool. The difference, I think, is that could they hire their own lifeguards to come work their event?
I guess that would be a question.
That's what I was just
City
thinking. Is
attorney.
the city liable, or if they bring their own lifeguards?
I guess are there any other people using the pool during that time period, or is it completely just the Mudcats during that time
I think
period?
it's just the Mudcat.
It's strictly the Mudcats during that time period.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the lifeguards aren't required to be there when the swim team's there, is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Oh, they are?
Yes, lifeguards are required to be there. Now, during meets, that would be the issue because you have other teams coming in, so that would be a potential issue with lifeguards from outside.
Could an outside lifeguard be brought in by the Mudcats to provide the service that they're looking for on the city property?
I think one thing that would concern me would be, how are they getting vetted? Those kinds of questions, are they qualified, certified? Maybe an alternative approach would be to require reimbursement to the city rather than allowing them to bring their own. I have liability concerns about allowing a non-city vetted, retained person to act as a lifeguard at the city facility.
And that would be my question on the baseball side or football side. We allow people that are not vetted potentially, but are there to to be a referee or be an umpire.
With the other leagues,
It's
we
apples and-
require
it's
a
apples and
background
oranges.
check. So all of the coaches have to submit background checks and show proof that they've passed those. And they also have to have the city as an additional insured for their insurance policies as well that they submit.
I did all of that for the Mudcats and said, put me on your insurance and you show me proof that your lifeguards have gone through all the proper vetting. So it would just be a risk. If that's what we can talk about, I don't know. That seems like talking rental fees down the road versus.
Yeah,
those
sure.
things. Yeah.
I think there's a connection in terms of how you handle the cost and that sort of thing, and that just in terms of tonight's meeting and it being, on the agenda properly. It does seem like an item that deserves further discussion. But I would have some concerns in terms of, bringing somebody in from the outside. I think a baseball facility is different than a pool in terms of potential injury.
When we rent out the Navasota Center, do we require security in certain groups?
If there's alcohol present.
And do you state who that has to be? Did they have to use Navasota Police Department or
It
can
goes.
they bring anybody they want?
It goes through the PD. It has to be approved by them.
So how often do the Mudcats use the facility?
Their season starts in April and it'll go through the end of June, depending on how many meets they have on Saturdays, but usually through the end of June.
During the week, 1 hour, 2 hours?
So it's usually every day in the evenings for a couple of hours. And then on Saturdays, it's typically several hours, starting early in the morning and going through around 1 or so.
And now on their own time, they don't actually take away from open swim or anything like that? Or do they?
That's been one of the things that we're working with. We got them this year to agree to push back their practices an hour so that we're able to extend that open swim, because that has limited us in the past.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, I think that's what I've heard more, not complaints, but that needs to be more allowance for open swim and not show so much favoritism.
I would say that, let's try to work something out with them, but at the same time, if we're putting the bill for lifeguards from them, that they can use our same lifeguard that the city has, but, it's a fee for doing that.
This is a one-off though, and just deciding on whether they get any recompense from last year.
Right.
Rather than going over the whole issue
Right.
of what their payment should be.
Well, I think this counter that Josh has calculated here seems pretty.
I'd like to see it at 500.
Pretty, just.
But I do think it needs to be brought
Nice
back to
round
us
number.
to make that decision though, before their season starts.
Okay.
I mean, and what amount was they requesting?
They just.
They did not
ask us to
specify an amount.
consider.
Councilman Fultz, or Mayor Pro Tem Fultz suggested 419. Councilman Gessner is suggesting 500.
And that's not a payout, that's just taking that off their bill for this year.
And that does include the cost of the personnel.
From the last season. We can act on that if.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve a partial refund for the Mudcats pool rental fee of $500.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Fultz to offer a reimbursement for the partial part of the 2025 season toward the 2026 rental fee in the amount of $500.
I think, was that the intent of your motion, Councilmember Gessner,
Yes.
was to have it credited toward the
Yes.
2026?
A credit versus a reimbursement.
Oh, credit.
You might be
Okay,
helpful
I'm
if you
sorry.
restated
Okay.
the motion.
As a, partial refund or credit to the 2025 season of Mudcats toward the 2026 rental fee.
Right.
$500. Credit.
Credit.
Right.
I think the or threw me off.
As a credit to the 2026.
Yeah.
As a credit in the amount of $500 toward the 2026
Yes, sir.
rental fee
Yes,
from
sir.
the 2025 season. Period.
2,000.
Councilmember Gessner.
Yes.
That's your motion?
Yes.
All right.
Second.
Okay.
Motion by Mr. Gessner, second by Mr. Fultz, and I'm not going to repeat that.
Good luck, Susie.
I got it.
Any further discussion?
So they will be paying 2,000 instead of 25, correct?
That's basically right.
That is correct.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Item 14, executive session. City council shall meet in executive session as permitted by section 551.072 Texas Government Code. Deliberation regarding real property, discussion regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, and/or acquisition of real property for city purposes. Time is 7:32.
There's several others, Mayor.
I'll read all of them.
There are two.
4 items.
Sorry, yeah. 3 more executive sessions.
Item 15, executive session. City council shall meet in executive session as permitted by section 551.071 Texas Government Code. Consultation with attorney, consultation with legal counsel regarding a pending lawsuit or potential litigation. Time is 7:32.
You can just go with the initial announcement of time, so we'll just use that. There's no need to announce.
The time over and over.
Time over.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Executive session, item 16, city council shall meet in executive session in accordance with Texas Government Code, section 551.086, Utility competitive matters, City of Navasota gas utility system, gas supply and transportation arrangements and agreements and associated matters. 17, executive session. City Council shall meet in executive session as permitted by Section 551.074 Texas Government Code. Personnel matters for the purpose of discussion and deliberation regarding the appointment of an individual to the following office position of the City of Navasota boards and commissions. Planning and Zoning Commission, which exercise authority that is more than advisory in nature. Position 4 of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
That's what I heard. That's what I thought.
Reconvene in open session at 8:43 PM. I think I can just do that once, right? I can reconvene one time, right?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
That's right.
And I'll just. Just refer to item 17, right?
Number 19.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Item 19, consideration and possible action on appointment to the City of Navasota Planning and Zoning Commission, position 4, to fill unexpired term that will end in September 2027.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we appoint Kathleen Dimmel to position 4, planning and zoning.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Holt, second by Mr. Fultz, to appoint Kathleen Dimmel to the position 4 on the Planning and Zoning Commission to fill the unexpired term ending in September 2027. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. And the last item, we're adjourned.